Hello, this is Tina's Horror Journal. Today I'm going to talk about Hellraiser. Hellraiser is remembered by most for its disgusting imagery of chains, hooks, leather, and lots of blood. But it is really a movie about desire. And what happens when regular pleasure is no longer enough. It serves as a warning. Don't be like Frank, whose desire has no limits. He's a deeply disturbed person who always wants to experience more and more of everything that the world, and places beyond our world, has to offer. The movie does not necessarily suggest there is anything wrong with having desires, but sometimes one's desire can lead them to very dark places if they desire too much. I like how the box is a mysterious set piece. What is it? Where did it truly come from originally? Who is the man in the foreign country who gives Frank the box in the beginning of the film? Is he human? Is he an entity, a Cenobite? There are so many questions, and I like how the film doesn't necessarily answer all of them. The sequels will begin to start trying to answer the questions, but I personally like it when some of the questions remain unanswered. It adds to the creepiness of the film, wondering what these Cenobites are and where they come from. Are they demons from hell? Or are they something even more mysterious? Travelers from another dimension? Some kind of interdimensional demon? Or are they extra-dimensional? Whatever they are, we know the most important thing is that they are very scary. Pinhead is the most popular of Cenobites and seems to be the leader. My personal favorite is Chandler. I think his design is so cool, especially in the first movie. He looks different from in other movies, and while the design is still really cool with great makeup, I like the original design the most. The way he chatters his teeth together is so bizarre. The design of Cenobites really adds to the frightening, otherworldly atmosphere of the film. When you see these characters, you feel confused, frightened, and intrigued. I like how the box does not come after you. It doesn't hunt you or force you to open it. It is your choice, and you have to live with the consequences of making that choice to open it. The special effects in the film are great. The makeup design of Cenobites and Frank, and of course the makeup during the climax with all chains and hooks connected to the character's face and body. It looks so grotesque, but it is also made me laugh a little just because how crazy it was. I've never seen horror like this before. This is very dark, gothic horror. I have seen Candyman, which is also a story by Clive, but while it is dark, it is not as dark as Hellraiser in my opinion, at least gore-wise. Also, the stories and themes of each film are very dark. Candyman is a tragic tale in an underrated subgenre of urban horror. Another urban horror film I like is Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs. But in this video, I won't talk much about those films because today's topic is Hellraiser. I really like how Pinhead referred to himself and his fellow Cenobites are explorers. I think it is a chilling line, and when I think about what it means, it makes me shiver. The actors all do a great job in their roles. Doug Bradley portrays Pinhead as a strange, inhumanly powerful being almost beyond our comprehension. His voice is deep and booming and commands your attention. I also want to mention the actress Grace Kirby, who played the female Cenobite. She was perhaps the creepiest of them all. Her chilling voice, her slow movements, her desire to harm Kirsty. Kirsty was a good character and worked well as the final girl. This was the actress' first film role, and she did a great job in her debut. You can feel her confusion and frustration as she tried to understand what is happening around her. When you think about it, she really has a tragic story, and it all happens so quickly to her. 1 minute life is normal, the next minute you find that your life and everyone you know in it has been upended by leather-clad monsters from some distant place. The world as you know it is over, and life is never been same again. That seems to be the story for Kirsty. Andrew Robinson plays Kirsty's father, Larry. Larry seems to be a nice man, but in some ways he is portrayed as weak. For example, when he gets nasty deep cut on his hand, he is on verge of fainting. He does not like blood. Sadly for Larry, he is in a story where there is going to be a lot of blood, but he doesn't know it. He's a good father to Kirsty and a loyal husband to his wife, Julia. Sadly, she is not good to him at all. I feel very bad for Larry in this movie. Things definitely do not go his way, do they? Which brings me to Claire Higgins and her performance as Julia. She's really frightening in this movie with her cold blue eyes and lustful gaze towards Frank. She loves Frank so much, or maybe just lusts over him. She loves how different he is from her husband. She sees Frank as a cool bad boy, even though he is really just a criminal loser and horrible person. Julia herself is also a horrible person. She does unforgivable things in the film to everyone she knows and meets. The actress did a great job playing Julia. Of course, we have to talk about Frank. Sean Chapman plays him in his full human form. He's a deeply disturbed and a deranged person. Normal pleasure is not enough for him. He needs more, and he pays the price for it. Oliver Smith plays Frank the monster, and he is very creepy looking. The look of his face, the sound of his voice, his eyes, the way he smokes cigarette. He's a true villain, and the design of Frank the monster is unforgettable. A human without its skin. The makeup in this movie is truly great. The atmosphere of the movie is very unique, wet, moldy, and depressing. You feel almost like you need to take a shower after finishing the movie. Gothic horror is a subgenre of horror that I think is quite rare today. I guess even back in the 80s and 90s, it wasn't really common. I wish there were more films like Hellraiser, but then again, it is a very dark movie, and I usually prefer lighter horror films. Hellraiser is so dark that I do not watch that often. I have only seen it twice, compared to something like The Return of the Living Dead, which I have seen a dozen or more times. Let's talk about Clive Barker's direction. Surprisingly, this is the first film he ever directed. He did an amazing job creating a unique universe with atmosphere unlike any other film I have ever seen. Hellraiser is truly original. I can't think of any other movie this reminds me of. Usually I can think of two movies that work well as double features, but with Hellraiser, I don't know. I can think of any movie that would work well as double feature, except for Hellraiser 2, which still feels different from one. Clive did an amazing job. The cinematography was also great, as well as the set design. I think all the houses are cool and often beautiful, but the house in Hellraiser is grim and depressing. It doesn't have any welcoming, cozy atmosphere. It feels cramped and unwelcoming. The movie was filmed in England, but I think it is supposed to take place somewhere in American Northeast. It doesn't feel like it takes place anywhere real though. It feels like a strange, ugly industrial, dreamlike setting. I think this works to the film's favor. It feels like it could be anywhere. Lastly, I'd like to talk about one of my favorite aspects of the film, Christopher Young's haunting score. It sounds almost operatic. It is beautiful and elevates the film to another level. The beautiful orchestral soundtrack really is an interesting contrast to the film's grimy imagery. They are so different, and yet they seem made for each other. It works perfectly. Hellraiser is a masterpiece. It is a film that is entirely original. There was nothing like Hellraiser before its release, and there was nothing like it after. The movie cannot be imitated. It's impossible. Clive Baker created something out of his own mind that can be pulled off by anyone else. If you want to see something with twisted creature effects and insane gore, along with a haunting musical score and excellent performances, then Hellraiser is the film for you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like to see more videos on horror.